Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have this little article here coming from Ukrainska Pravda that reports that Zaluzny allegedly or reportedly met with some generals, the top generals of some countries, to discuss the operation in Ukraine. These are NATO generals, and I wonder why. Since Ukraine is fighting Russia, why is Zaluzny allegedly meeting these generals in Poland at the border with Ukraine in an unspecified location to discuss the operation, the war? I never heard, Shoigu discussing it with the Chinese counterpart or someone else, let's say from North Korea or Iran, all these bad dudes that supposedly are helping Russia. But no, NATO is not involved in this whatsoever. But Zaluzny goes to, yes, sir, here is what we did so far. What are the orders? I'm ready. I think that's the way it occurs or occurred. Otherwise, why would Zaluzny travel to the border, supposedly, to meet face to face these generals? Why not, as I said, generals from Zimbabwe, from, Bahrain, from Bangladesh, from Vietnam? Why these generals? And I will mention you, I will read generals that supposedly met Zaluzny. All right, so let's see. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from Saturday, 26th of August, 2023. Zaluzny discusses Ukraine's strategy at meeting with NATO officials. Why does Zaluzny have to talk or discuss with anybody Ukraine's strategy? Unless those guys have a say. Little say, big say, total say. I think total say. That's what my gut feeling tells me. I think I'm entitled to have it too. Not only half of the global population, okay? Here it is. Where are these guys? All right, United States right here. Very attentive, and Zaluzny. Okay, very good, very good. Valery Zaluzny, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, has met with high-ranking NATO officials. Military, what are you talking about? Officials. Stoltenberg is an official as well. Was invited on the Polish-Ukrainian border in mid-August to discuss Ukraine's counteroffensive strategy. I think right now it's a little blame game here. So I think right now the Ukrainians, I covered it in an article in a video that I made earlier today, a few hours ago. And I used an article from, I think, Ukrainska Pravda, where the Ukrainian ambassador to Germany blamed the Western countries for slow weapons deliveries to Ukraine. That's the reason, the main reason why the Ukraine offensive did not achieve the expected results. So it's your fault. No. So now I think they just try to tell us that actually the counteroffensive was not our counteroffensive, but we had other people involved in this. So we were together. So if you want to point your fingers at us, the Ukrainians, for failing, I have to remind you that in mid-August we met. And who knows how many times before they communicated. All right, maybe, I don't know. I'm just, see, it says here, they meet August. Right now we're on 26th of August. So probably these guys from NATO said, guys, you're fucking around too much. What's going on here? Bring all your documents here. Let me refresh the orders. The Guardian said the meeting took place 11 days ago on August 15th in a secret place on the Poland-Ukraine border and lasted for 5 hours. At the same time, Zaluzny allegedly, I like that word, thank you very much, and I'm quoting, brought his entire command team with him. The meeting's goal was to help reset Ukraine's military strategy. What? So they tell you why they met over there. So those guys from this give this new orders. Hey guy, you're not doing it right. You need to do this. Right here. The meeting's goal was to help reset. And I'm quoting, top of the agenda was what to do about the halting progress of Ukraine's counteroffensive. What do you mean? Who? To do who? NATO? Yes, because as I said many times before, the Ukrainians are the people on the territory that die and fight. And the real strategists that work so fine are not there. So these are just the executors. That's all. The guys who actually conduct the war, like you had that great General Schwarzkopf in the Desert Storm, remember? He was, what, 3,000 miles far away from the freaking front? He organized, he was the guy, yes. Yeah, he might have been himself. But there were all other people over there, next to the front, whatever was the desert. All right, yes, I'm minimizing that to the level of reality. I'm bringing it back from where these guys, to the level of hold your horses, my friends. That's a country of 20 million people in a desert with a rusty equipment, okay? That's what it was. And you bombarded the shit out of them for how many months before you even went over there to, okay? So yeah, hold your horses. And it was only how many countries that bombarded and attacked the coalition, the Axis powers? How many were? One. How many countries were? The industrialized world was attacking Iraq. I'm a veteran. Okay, you are a veteran. Good for you. But we should bring the proportions on the table and realize that Mike Tyson, at his peak, fought a toddler. Yeah, okay. That's how it was, the difference of power. And right now, Mike Tyson, I know he's fighting Holyfield. And the things are a little bit different. The problem is, as I said, let's go back here, and these generals have to come and tell Zaluzny face to face what to do. Why Zaluzny has to reset anything with those guys if those guys are not involved at all? Come on, my friends, you know the answer. So, top of the agenda was what to do about the halting progress of Ukraine's counteroffensive, along with battle plans for the grueling winter ahead, plus long-term strategy as the war inevitably grinds into 2024, the Guardian said. So these guys are saying, well, the counteroffensive is dead. Let's plan for the future, okay? And these are the orders. U.S. General, now, Christopher Cavolli, are you Italiano? Supreme Allied Commander Europe, and Admiral Tony Radakin, Chief of Defense Staff of the UK, were also present at the meeting. So they were the top guys, my friends, of Supreme Allied Commander of Europe. So, okay, it's not Ukraine versus Russia. The Guardian noted that this was not the first such talks. No, the orders were done frequently. The meeting at the border happened after Radakin visited Kiev without the UK's ministers, holding an undisclosed 45-minute meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, giving him an update, gave him the memo. Defense sources said the aim of the meeting was to get a better understanding of Ukraine's strategy and how the West can help it. Yeah, okay. And you need to see the person in person. At the same time, the Guardian claimed that General Mark Milley, Radakin's colleagues at the Pentagon, was banned from visiting Ukraine. Wow, I didn't know this one. Did you know this one? At the same time, the Guardian claimed that Mark Milley was banned from visiting Ukraine. Wow. And this is what happened then. All right. Okay. Happy, happy, happy. Good for you. Very nice. All right, my friends. What else? It says, I think you can see they are focusing on the Zaporozhye front. Okay. The Wall Street Journal said Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Ukraine, Valery Zaluzny, has told U.S. officials that Ukrainian forces are on the cusp of breaking through in the counteroffensive. Yeah, okay. I believe it when I see it. So until then, blah, 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 blah. All right, in a nutshell right there. So my friends, I think these guys come clean, and I like it when they come and say, well, we're thugs, we are in it together, we've been from the very beginning, and we're like, we know. Okay, I like when that happens, okay? When the thugs are coming and say, well, we're thugs. Well, at least that's good, instead of just showing up and saying, well, we're the good guys, but they act like thugs. I don't like that one. I mean, if I have to choose, I choose not to be a thug and whatever, be a whatever person. But in this case, these guys come clean. I like it. Well, we're in it together. But they still don't tell you like straight, we order Zaluzny to do this. They still keep the appearance that are in it together, and they're organized, and they're the allies, and they're the Axis powers. Come on, let's change a little bit, just for a change here. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.